recycling bin in my classroom, and this was the day after Valentine's Day. I don't know if you can see from the way back. There's a frosting plate in there, or a plate with frosting and some candy wrappers. And so I just get really frustrated with recycling. And I also get frustrated when I get this question. So I'm here to say to relate math to the real world. That was a really good first keynote speaker we had. And turn math into a powerful, positive message for our kids. You know, this is a lifelong challenge for all of us. Some of my facts that I give you in here might be new to you. Some of you might be great at recycling. I'm not perfect at it myself. I went through like 3 copies before I got all the stuff that I wanted on here. But paper facts. Recycling paper saves 60% energy versus making new paper. And recycled paper generates 95% less air pollution. So it's important. Okay, water. Recycled paper uses 80% less water. Recycling 1 ton of paper saves only 17 trees, but saves 7,000 gallons of water. There's 5,000 things that can be made from recycled paper. I didn't believe this, but masking tape, dust masks, hospital gowns, coffee filters, animal bedding, egg cartons. Tons of things that can be made with recycled paper. Here's a math problem. Every year, enough paper is thrown away to make a 12-foot wall from New York to California. And I thought, figure out that volume. Then I realized they didn't tell me how wide the wall was, so, okay. So we teach math. There's tons of numbers in recycling, and you can develop problems using these numbers. And so I say save our resources for our future generations. I mean, these numbers were amazing to me. 350,000 cans in 1 minute. It's just mind-boggling, the numbers that we can get out of here. It also amazed me to think about the fact that the aluminum can I'm drinking out of today, my grandfather could have been drinking his Coke or whatever, cola out of the can, 60 years ago or whatever. So aluminum cans can be recycled infinitely. And the manufacturers think they're saving money, but they're actually saving our environment by making the cans lighter. In 1972, they could do a pound of aluminum would make 22 cans, and nowadays they can make 29 cans. Here's a guy who recycled aluminum cans by siding his house. Quite artistic, but not really a good use of recycling aluminum. But there's the couple that saved enough cans to pay for their $3,800 wedding in 197 days. So recycling can do lots of things. What can be recycled? Share with your students. Throw that Frappuccino bottle in the recycle bin. I work in Naperville, so they bring those to class. Plastics. Not a lot of people think that plastics, they just throw anything randomly in the bin. Oh, it's plastic, it can be recycled. I get Ziploc baggies in there, I get, all kinds of things. But we have recycling codes. If it's got a triangle and a number, it can be recycled unless it's a 6. Things I found in my recycling bin. We've got Chess Club that buys Little Caesars every Wednesday, so sometimes I find pizza boxes in there. And you could probably tear off the cardboard on the top, that's clean. But if it's got a lot of food waste attached to it, don't bother recycling it. I was really interested in looking at the highest point in DuPage County. It's at a landfill. Mallard Lake Landfill is our highest point in DuPage County. The other pictures on there in Indianapolis, there's some landfills that take 20 tons of garbage per day. Yeah, and they're going to be open in another 30 years. In my backyard, I started composting last summer, and my husband started making rain barrels for our community. And so we've got 2 rain barrels. I know a mom that sews sweaters into mittens, things that reuses. So here's a little pop quiz about, do you know what you would recycle out of this picture? We actually save our foam. Dart Company in Aurora collects foam. Foam packing peanuts we give to other shippers. But, just a little bit, being a concerned citizen, teaching your students to recycle, I think is really important for the world. We're not just math teachers, we want to create good citizens. And my students always say, why is it so important to you? I'm like, I live on this planet. I chose to have the responsibility of having children, and I'm hoping someday my kids will have kids, and their kids will have kids, and the descendants will someday be here when we run out of our natural resources.